Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. I'm Brian Winnikinson. Joining us is Pepin County Health Officer Heidi Stewart as we get an update on the COVID-19 situation. And Heidi, thank you for joining us. I know with our, at least on the statewide numbers, they seem to be starting to go down a little bit, which is some good news. And that's something obviously folks in public health do like to see.
Yeah, so if you can go ahead and allow me to share my screen, Brian, I do have a little snippet that I can show the group that's online, and then I can also talk through it a little bit. There we go. So what you should be seeing on the screen here is a report that we can run on a daily basis from the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. I removed all the information prior to the first of the year and thought we would just today take a snapshot look at the beginning of the year. So our positive counts to date on this are 758. We know of 2 more. So of course, this is not always the most up-to-date, but what I want to show people here specifically is the new counts positive. So we have only had 1 day this year in 2021 where we have had double digits for positives. So that has really allowed us to ease off a little bit on the contact tracing and the disease investigation and spend some time planning for vaccine distribution, which is kind of the next big phase that we're going into here. So these numbers are a snapshot of the current individuals who have tested. So that tested positive. What does this directly mean for us as far as our county is concerned and the amount of illness in our county? Well, you'll also see here that the numbers of testing are lower. So less people are tested, and that could be for whatever reason. It could be because they don't believe in testing. It could be that they're not having symptoms and they've not been exposed, so they're not testing. So for whatever reason, we still have a fairly high % positivity rate. So if only a handful of people get tested each day, that rate obviously is going to be higher, especially if they are a known close contact and are having symptoms. Sometimes it's as high as 50%. You'll see here, a total of 16 were tested on the 10th of the month, and half of those, 8 were positive. So it really kind of depends who and for, it doesn't depend who, it really depends for what reason they're testing. If they're just doing kind of screening testing, those numbers are, most likely they're not going to show up as high, because I don't feel like we have a lot of people just screening anymore. I don't feel like I described that very good today. I felt like that was a little bit confusing, but what can be really clear here and what is very unfortunate is that we did have 1 more death in Pepin County this week related to COVID-19. So that brings our county total to 7. Hospitalizations total throughout the course of this pandemic have been 30, 2 additional this week, or 2 additional within the last couple of days, but it appears as though only 1 of them is hospitalized at the current time. So that is some information on numbers. So yes, we're feeling in Pepin County what the rest of the state is seeing in kind of a steady decrease in numbers, which is a good thing.
Talking with Pepin County Health Officer Heidi Stewart today. Heidi, looks like those 65 and older will be able to start getting vaccinated starting next week. And really kind of in advance of that, and also all of the other phases, the health department has set up a way to sign up, I guess, for lack of a better word, to get on the list for the COVID-19 vaccine. I did this a couple of days ago last week, and it was pretty easy. It didn't take very long, but that is something that everyone can start to kind of start thinking about doing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I will show you on here in a demo, and I'll kind of talk through it a little bit, the ways to get on that wait list. We want to be ready. We want to know who and how many people want to receive the vaccine within our community. So this wait list is a way for us to get that. It's also a way for us to be able to reach out to those populations that are qualifying. And on the screen here, you'll see I'm sharing kind of a rollout of the vaccine to the community. There's some assumptions on here. Some things that we know for sure are highlighted in the green, which is phase 1A included healthcare workers. Phase 1A included long-term care staff and residents. And then now we've moved on to start to vaccinate some of the people in phase 1B, which we know law enforcement, fire, and residents over the age of 65 are included. At this point, we were anticipating that education would be included in that group. And at this point, we haven't been told that we can move on to that so far. But again, we want to be ready. We have the list of the individuals that want it. And we're starting to make some plans and preparations for that. So as far as the rollout of the vaccine, this provides some indication. What we also know about the rollout of vaccine is that the vaccine supply for Pepin County is about 70,000 doses each week. That comes now, oh my geez, wrong, back up. What we know is that the federal government releases about 70,000 doses of vaccine for the state of Wisconsin each week, not Pepin County. Sorry about that. So where do we fall then within that 70,000 doses? How much does that mean for Pepin County vaccinators? I can tell you that last week, Advent Health ordered 200 doses and their supply was kept at 100 doses. So I can also tell you that this week, between several different vaccinators in Pepin County, we've ordered over 1,000 doses. So if we get that full 1,000 dose allotment that we've requested, we are going to be ready to do a mass vaccine clinic as quickly as possible. And we'll use some of those names on that list, and then we'll do some advertising. If we don't get more than 100 doses, we're going to have to receive some information on how to prioritize, and we'll use those lists as well to prioritize who it goes to. The way that the Department of Health Services does their allocation has not been shared with local health departments, and I will tell you that it is not clear how they are deciding what vaccinators the vaccine goes to, but I can tell you that we are working together here in Pepin County between Heidi Pharmacy, Advent Health, and the health department. We are preparing and ready to be able to vaccinate. So let me close out of here and get over to the internet site. So if you go to the internet, if you're interested in signing up for the wait list, if you go to the internet, I'm going to type in Pepin County. That's going to bring me up to www.co.pepincounty.wi.us and click on Pepin County, Wisconsin. That'll bring you to the beautiful Pepin County government website. And there's a ton of information on here, from COVID updates to ordering trees to land conservation plans and different department information. So if you have never visited the site, now is a good time to go ahead and visit the site. If you're interested in signing up for that wait list, go ahead and click on local COVID-19 updates. This will bring you to the COVID-19 update page where these case numbers are updated every day, and some of the press releases that we do are listed on there. If you're interested in signing up for the wait list, go ahead and click on sign up for the Pepin County vaccination wait list, and it'll bring you to the site. There is some information on this site that talks about the phases and that we're following the state Disaster Medical Advisory Committee rollout and the DHS rollout. We'll try to keep information on here as to what groups are eligible and what groups can qualify, but you don't have to be part of any age group or business or essential service group to sign up for the wait list. You can go ahead and put your name on this list, and we'll use this then to determine how we move through. So you go ahead, then at the bottom of that page, it'll say click next. You can click next, and this is where you enter your information. It's really important that you read this on this page and know that there is no timeline available right now as to how quickly you're going to be able to receive the vaccine. There's also a disclaimer on here that signing up for the Pepin County COVID-19 vaccine request list, wait list, does not guarantee that we will have a vaccine for you. This is getting you on basically a wish list, a wait list, and it gives us an idea of the numbers. And if we get the vaccine in the amounts that we desire, we should be able to vaccinate everybody that signs up for this. So you need to enter your name, your telephone number. If you have an email address and that's the way you prefer us to contact you, I would suggest that you enter your email address. Then next it's going to ask you some demographic information. Right now we're asking about age groups. So if you're 65 and plus, you would check the 65 and plus. If you check, I'm going to go ahead and fill this out just with some miscellaneous information. I'm going to do Elvis P. So you do need to enter your full first name and last name so we can contact you. His phone number, we're going to say is 123-456. So we'll know where 456-7. So we'll know where to call him at. Actually, make sure that you 7890. Make sure that you put the full phone number in there so we know where to call you at. And then your email address. Go ahead, click the demographics. Next is a question about health status, asking if a doctor has ever informed you or diagnosed you with asthma, cancer, heart disease, lung disease, kidney disease, or any other chronic diseases that would put you at higher risk, diabetes, obesity, and such things. And if that's true for you, go ahead and click yes. And the next part is to click submit. So it's really that simple to get signed up for the wait list. If you have 2 people in your household, or you have somebody who doesn't have access to the internet, you could sign them up. All you would need to do is complete your own and then go ahead and click submit another request. It'll take you to the front, and then you can go ahead and submit another request. Now, we very much realize that not everybody has access to the internet and not everybody is internet savvy. So if you don't feel comfortable doing that and you'd rather call, you certainly can call the Pepin County Health Department at 716-772-5961, and we will actually go through the process that I just did. We'll wait to have you on the line. You can give us your information and we'll sign you and your household members up.
So Heidi, I know this is kind of early on in the process, at least with this sign up page, but have you been able to keep track of, I mean, has there been a pretty positive response to the wait list and people wanting to sign up?
Yes, in fact, I don't want to accidentally share somebody's private information with you, so I'm not going to share while I do this, but we have had over 380 individuals register on that specific page. Now, prior to this page, we were receiving calls, and we were just receiving so many calls that some of the staff here started jotting down some names. So we have about 130 people on that list, and 180, I'm sorry, Jesse just corrected me. So we have about 180 people on that list, and then we have 380 people on this other list. Another question that commonly comes up: what if I don't live in Pepin County? What if I work in Pepin County, but I don't live here? Can I sign up? And it is my understanding from the Department of Health Services that this vaccine is intended for all Wisconsin residents. So at this point, we are not turning people away if they don't live in Pepin County. Certainly, we encourage you to work with your local health department, your primary care provider, your pharmacy to get that vaccine within your own community. But we do have people signing up from outside of our county.
All right. Well, again, we'll just, I know it's going to take a little time to get through this next phase, especially with so many folks 65 and older that not only live in the county, but also the state of Wisconsin. And we all kind of have to go together here all at once to move into the next phase, all the counties together. So it might take a little bit while. But Heidi, again, we do appreciate you joining us today.
Thanks, Brian.
Pepin County Health Officer Heidi Stewart, you're listening to WRDN.